Hi, so today I'm going to go over the original meanings of the word symptom. And this is part of a bigger program of clarifying a number of key words in order to then unpack this book, which I've discussed already on a number of occasions in my posts. So if you've been following me for some time, you know what I'm talking about. But here, according to this book here, by those people, I'm just not saying it out loud, but by those people, being human is a mental disorder. So we're just going to look at all these words so that when we unpack what's in there, you will be able to make your own conclusions. So let's start straight away with this word. And as usual, I'll go back to this book actually at the end of the post, but as usual, I'll go through starting 1755 in my Samuel Johnson dictionary and go through various dictionaries to present time. And then at the end of the post, I will have the photos of the definition so you can read it in your own time. I will also put a photo of what I will show you in this book at the end of the post so you can see it with your own eyes if you don't believe me, or you can also download it yourself. Okay, let's start. So 1755 Samuel Johnson dictionary. Symptom. I'm going to read you the derivation in the next dictionary because the derivation in here is all in Greek, an actual Greek script, so I can't read it. Anyway, so something that happens concurrently with something else, not as the original cause, nor as the necessary or constant effect. Then number 2, a sign, a token. Then it says here, symptomatical is often used to denote the difference between the primary and secondary causes in diseases. So we're starting to look at disease here. So something that happens concurrently with something else, not as the original cause. Okay? Excuse me. Now, next dictionary, we're going to jump 100 years, and this is a Noah Webster 1851 dictionary, and that will be the United States. So let's see, what does it say at symptom? Okay. All right. Symptom here. Now, it does come from the Greek symptoma, which means a falling or an accident, from sim, which means with, and peptane, to fall. So the idea is falling concurrently with something else, an accident, a coincidence. So I'll give you some more derivations as we go in the next dictionaries. So symptom, it says something that happens in concurrence with another thing, as an attendant. So it's the second thing that attends something else. That's what a symptom is. Hence, in medicine, any affection which accompanies disease, right? A perceptible change in the body or its functions which indicates disease, right? So we'll look at perceptible change, something that you can perceive as a change in your body and your function that indicates disease. So it still follows that same definition of a sign or something which happens, which indicates the presence of something else. Right, now let's go on to the next dictionary now. And this is the 1895 Lloyd's Encyclopedic Dictionary, the one that I've got on raffle at the moment. And let's have a look here. So it says again, it goes on a derivation, nice derivation. Symptoma, anything that befalls one, a casualty. So same, anything that falls onto one, a casualty, which is an accident as well. To fall together, to fall in with. Together and to fall. So here it says, something which indicates the existence of something else. A token, a sign, an omen, an indication. Okay? And it says here, a change perceptible by a patient or his physician, would be a doctor, in the appearance or functions of the body, indicating the presence of disease. So we have that same definition. The appearance change, perceptible change in the appearance or functions of the body. Right, that's 1895. Now let's have a look at American Heritage Dictionary. Then this is a more recent, this is around 1990. Now the definition doesn't really change, but it's got slightly things that are appearing. And here's symptom. It says a characteristic sign or indication of the existence of something else. So this we agree. This all the dictionary agree throughout time. And it says a sign or an indication of disorder or disease. especially when experienced by an individual as a change from normal function, sensation, or appearance. And in the derivation here, it's got a little additional clarification. To coincide, to fall with, as in to coincide, from sun, which means with, and piptane, to fall. Okay, good. And now we jump on 2010 Oxford Dictionary. So I'm swapping around between American and English, so we see if there's any differences. Now, symptom here: physical or mental feature which is regarded as indicating a condition of disease, particularly such a feature that is apparent to the patient. Okay, so slight different wording here, but now we have mental also that's appearing. But then it could be, because it's anything perceptible by the person which indicates a disease, a change. So it could be a change, but here we have mental that's added to it. Now, like example, dental problems may be a symptom of other illness. And then it's got an indication of the existence of something, especially of an undesirable situation. The government was plagued by leaks, a symptom of divisions and poor morale. That's the example that it gives. So you see, the definition has never really changed as such. It is something which shows the existence of something else. So like in the original 1755 dictionaries, it shows it's not the cause, it just indicates something else. But it's interesting that we're looking at perceptible changes in functions or appearance of the body which indicate disease, right? And that's really the key point as well, which indicate disease. Because now let's go back to this. Okay, and I'm going to pick one. And I'm going to read some examples of symptoms, and I will let you consider them for yourself and see what you think. So here I've got page 59. This is a DSM-5, and that's 2012 edition. And we have page 59, and we have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. Now I will do some full proper posts on that, but before I do that, we want to clarify all the definitions, because then you will be able to make up your own mind very, very easily. So here we have 6 or more of the following. So this is for diagnosing. Diagnosis is going to be one of the words we're going to go through as well, from the beginning to present. Anyway, for diagnosing, 6 or more of the following symptoms have persisted for at least 6 months to a degree that is inconsistent with developmental level and that negatively impacts directly on social and academic occupational activities. So this is very much an opinion, the real life, what can affect somebody. But the point is, they're referring these as symptoms. Okay, so we've just looked at the definition of symptom, all right, a sign, something that indicates the presence of a disease. Now I'm going to read you some of those symptoms. So now what's interesting as well, there's a note here. It says for older adolescents and adults aged 17 and older, at least 5 symptoms are required. So for some reason, when your birthday arrives and you turn 17 or you're older, suddenly we're looking at less symptoms required to confirm whether you have a disease. So let's have a look. A, often fails to give close attention to details or makes careless mistakes in schoolwork, at work, or during other activities. For example, overlooks or misses details. Work is inaccurate. Have you ever carried out work inaccurately? Have you ever failed to pay attention to anything or been distracted or made a mistake at school or at work? Well, according to this, it's a symptom of a disease. Per definition, a symptom is an indication and a sign of a disease. Yeah? So you can make up your mind on that. Let's have a look at another one. Often does not follow through on instructions and fails to finish schoolwork, chores, or duties in the workplace. For example, starts a task but quickly loses focus and easily sidetracked. If I work in an open plan office, I'll let you know, I'm very sidetracked by other people's conversations. Very interesting. Anyway, according to that, that would be a symptom. Now, often does not seem to listen when spoken to directly. So think about children here. Example, mind seems elsewhere, even in the absence of any obvious distraction. Let's have another one. Often has difficulty organizing tasks and activities. Difficulty managing sequential tasks. Difficulty keeping materials and belongings in order. Messy, disorganized work. Has poor time management. Fails to meet deadlines. Okay, so according by our definitions here of symptom, which is something which indicates the existence of something else, particularly perceptible change in appearance or bodily function, which indicates a disease. Yeah. So obviously here, if you fail to meet deadlines at work, or perhaps you don't do your homework on time, if you've got poor time management, according to that book, it is a symptom of a disease. It is a symptom of one of these. Yeah. So I'm going to let you decide on that. I'm going to put the two sheets, the two pages, with all the examples of symptoms here. Often fidgets with or taps hands or feet or squirms in seat. Obviously, if you insist that a child is sat for 6 hours in a classroom, a little 5-year-old kid, well, I would imagine that he or she will definitely fidget and tap their feet or squirm. Absolutely, they should be playing outside and having a great time. But according to this there, it's a symptom. It's a symptom of some disease. So there's a few more. Talks excessively. Oh, that's me. I love talking. Often unable to play or engage in leisure activities quietly. Oh no, some kids love to have a great time, especially with sports. Run around, screaming, kicking that ball. It's great fun. Great fun. This is enthusiastic humanness. Having a good time playing a good game on the field. Yeah, absolutely. Often has difficulty waiting his or her turn. Oh, I can imagine that. Can you imagine that? Queuing up for a cake. For a kid, it's just too exciting. You just want to get in there and get your piece. Now, as you can see, I'm being very, very facetious here in this post. So I will put all that at the end, the definitions, and you can see for yourself and have a little read and see what you think, and you can comment. If you believe that what I've just read out to you there are symptoms of disease.